daggone people? Well, look, this is what training is for. Accidents happen in training. This is why you learn things in training so you do better in real life. Those who sweat more in peacetime bleed less in wartime. You have to make mistakes and you have to get out there. When you start having high optics on your rifle and your barrel is lower, you need to be aware of that and understand that your barrel doesn't, just because your eyes can see doesn't mean your barrel's going to hit. And that's the same with shooting around the corner of a building, etc. So this guy learns this lesson pretty well here. It's a mistake. Whoever the range guy was probably should have stopped him and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. They probably should have went over this before. He should have did a dry run first and had somebody watching him saying, okay, how are you going to shoot? And let him do it. And then that would have minimized this danger. But you know what? It's not the end of the world. We lost a mirror. Let's take a look. Saw this video, I was like, dude, he's got that short. I mean, almost immediately when the first time I watched this, I'm just like, shit, that's a short barrel, man. He better watch that mirror. And I had no clue what the video was about. But I mean, right here where he pulls it out, I'm like, damn, that's a short barrel. He better be careful, because I've seen guys shoot their center pillar or shoot their mirror, and I'm like, man, as soon as he pulled that out, it just. And you know, I did a video on a vehicle pursuit, and a lot of people were like, look at that stupid guy driving. He's using his turn signals when he's trying to run for the cops. That is a perfect example of muscle memory. If you do something all the time, you will do it under crisis without thinking about it. The guy being chased was not using his signal because he was already running from the cops. He wasn't using it not to violate the law. He wasn't using it to help the cops follow him. He was doing it without thinking because he had muscle memory from doing it. I have still muscle memory to this day when I pull in to park my car without thinking about it and not even realizing it. I unbuckle my seatbelt. From years of pulling up to incidents, making sure that my seatbelt was clear in case I had to jump out when shit hit the fan, I unbuckled my seatbelt always before I pulled in anywhere to park my car. And to this day, when I'm pulling into my driveway and it pisses me off because I got to listen to that damn beep, beep when I undo my seatbelt, and I cuss myself out every time I drive down my driveway because I'm listening to that beep because I unbuckle my seatbelt early. But I did it for so long, I don't think about it, and to this day, I still instinctively unbuckle my seatbelt. So, muscle memory is key. This is training. I got no problem with his mistake here. First one, he cleared right because the target cleared. He didn't do it consciously. He didn't do it because of training, and he didn't do it because he understood that his barrel is lower than his sights. This happened by accident, and, you know, lucky is not a plan. And it's not a strategy. He was lucky here because the target was far enough right that the bullet cleared the end of the thing. But when the target moved in front, he was not so lucky. Again, it wasn't a plan. Luck is not a strategy. Luck is not a plan. This happens. Again, it's not the end of the world. It kind of blows up. He's probably like, oh shit, how did that happen? What could have happened? You know, his mind right now is trying to process, shit, I was looking through, there was nothing in front of me, what just blew up, what threw back? He may not even realize he hit the mirror for a couple seconds because it's going to shock him, but that's okay. He's learning that when shit like this happens, stay in the fight. If he stopped this drill, it doesn't show what he did after this. If he stopped this drill right after this, I would have said that's not as good as training. If I would have been on a range training this guy, I'd have been like, stay in the fight, engage your targets. Ignore that. Engage your freaking targets. Stay in the fight. Who cares if things blow up or there's people shooting at you or there's ricochets? You need to stay in a fight to survive. So I would have been yelling, stay in a fight. Other people would have been like, cease fire, we have a safety hazard, that's it. And they would have made a big incident on stopping and protecting. And me, being the militant type I am, I'd have been like, you know what? The mirror is gone. Screw that. let's get on with training. Let's at least get something positive out of this. Stay in a fight and ignore the glass shattering. Watch it one more time without me talking. All right, so it is what it is. You know what? Live and learn. Again, to me, it's not the end of the world. It's a freaking mirror. Another thing that I used to do, and I still do, is I shoot from my truck. This does a lot of things. One is if they ever try to get me for a drive-by shooting or that I shot from a car, there's already going to be gunpowder in my car because I shoot out of my car at targets. So that's an immediate defense in case they ever try to come after you for freaking saying, hey, we found gunpowder in your car, you must be the shooter. So if you have video of you shooting out of your car, if you train that way, or witnesses, then you know. All police cars got gun residue inside, gunpowder residue from shooting guns out the window. And we always shoot out of our undercover cars and our marked units. So, all right. Hey, live and learn. Hopefully you got something out of this. Everybody will have a different philosophy. I get it. I'm not the only one that's right. You can train the way you want. I'm just telling you from my experience, you turn accidents like this into positive learning. You push through it. You stay in the fight. You try to reinforce and learn something good out of mistakes. And then you try not to repeat it. You try to learn from it. My damn editing software is the shit. If somebody's got some decent editing software that I can get without paying $500, I'm using Screencast-O-Matic. It's always cutting out my volume on. I'm going to go ahead and add this because it didn't register the volume earlier so you can actually hear the shooting, but if anybody cares. Okay, so that's what it sounded like. Just wanted to add that in because when I listened to the video, it cut out the sound. All right, we'll end that there.